Well, hello there. Leslie Sansone Williams coming to you today from Eastern Tennessee, where I now live, working remotely from here. I'm going to do a video today called Have You Ever Seen a Job Applicant, Paralegal Job Applicant Cry? Excuse me, everybody. Well, I'm going to talk about 4 different scenarios for me personally, okay? Number 1, waiting for that callback that never comes. And I sat there for, I'm not kidding you, 3 weeks, and I was upset. I was praying over my resume and cover letter and asking God to just show me why I'm not landing these jobs. What is happening? And are you taking me out of this career? That's what I wondered. And lo and behold, I received 2 telephone calls from 2 different attorneys on 2 different days. And they were asking me some questions that showed me that I needed to revamp my cover letter. It wasn't my resume, because that's just facts, things that I know. But my cover letter was a sales tool, and is a sales tool that I wasn't using properly. And so I needed to revamp that cover letter. And that's why I developed the cover letter secrets class. So number 2 is I would interview then. Some of the interviews I would get, and I would go on them, and I would come in number 2. How did I know that? I would be told by the office manager, we really liked you, Leslie, and we're going to keep your resume on file. However, you came in number 2 and we chose another candidate. And I just thanked them for their time, for spending all the time they did with me, and, never got a call back to come in. So whenever they would say, we're going to keep your resume on file, most of the time I didn't put my hopes and dreams on that. I had to go on to the next job ad. Okay. So yes, and not enough, I really feel that not enough people talk about the negative times as they were trying to land a job. That's number 2, caused a lot of upset in me, coming in number 2 all the time. I knew I was getting closer, and I kept remembering a salesman's quote. His name was Zig Ziglar, and he would say, every no gets you closer to yes. And I had to just hang on to that, but also remember, I had to remember, and I want you to remember as well, that you're not supposed to be in some of these workplaces for good reason, and you're being protected. And I had to remember that maybe I would find out what's wrong with these places, and often I did later on. So don't want that job so bad enough that you go into a place that's not healthy for you mentally or physically. Number 3, my attorney refused to review his legal brief. Now we might think, what does that have to do with a job applicant? Well, that was the last day of my job, going into a new job after that, and I felt that because I like to be quite the perfectionist with my work, that him not reading the final version of the brief that had changes made to it was a huge mistake. And I was really lamenting over this in a conference room, and an attorney came in and said, just file it as it is. If he wants to neglect his work, that's up to him. It won't reflect on you. But I always felt that it will as the paralegal. But I had to give it up and stop being so upset and just let it go. So those are 3 times that I've been upset before I landed the job, and then once on the job, last day on the job. And number 4 is, yes, as I've talked about in other videos, I've been laid off 3 times plus, because attorneys will leave the workplace. They'll go to another firm that is already staffed to the hilt. They'll move to another state. One of my attorneys left law altogether and became a minister. So it leaves the staff, or one staffer, out in the cold. And so you have to make sure that your resume and cover letter at all times is up to date, that you're tracking all the new skills that you've learned. over the years, okay? You may only be there for 1 or 2 years, or you may be there for 10, but always make sure that you're taking care of yourself and your career that you've built or are building, okay? And that is it for today. Don't forget to check out the Cover Letter Secrets class on Facebook. You can just scroll down and look for it. There's a link. And also there's for both places, YouTube and Facebook. YouTube, when I mention these things, look in the description box. Look for the Cover Letter Secrets class, and also the Paralegal Resources Hub. Such a gold mine of information, so please check that out in both and either place, wherever you are, okay? So have a great day. Any questions, comments, post them below. I would love to hear from you, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.